can't believe she playing at this time. It's like 1:30. It's 1:30 in the morning. And I'm about to be a teacher. I'm about to be a teacher because of a message that came through, so I'm just going to read it because I don't feel like getting lost in my thoughts. That's why I had to write it down. All right. I was trying to say this last week, but it wasn't coming out right. And as I was sitting here in a creative space, finishing up some stuff, the very thing that I was trying to get out came out again while I was sitting here. And I made sure that I wrote it down because I was tired of not being able to say it. So we're going to get this message today. And I hope that it helps some people. Like always, when I randomly put up these things, I always hope that they help somebody. For a very long time, I've been talking about nostalgia. I've been talking about this wave of energy. I've been talking about the ethers, creative space, dark space, not negative space, because it's a difference between the two. But I'm going to talk about creativity and gifts and willingness. And I'll just read from what I wrote down. If you have any gifts of any kind or any unique ideas that could contribute to a positive construct in your life, it's a service to yourself to explore that energy. I'm not talking about satisfying things or people outside of yourself. I'm talking about a skill or talent, or like I said, an idea that will serve. Meaning, by you being in service to yourself, you're automatically serving other people. And it's not even necessarily a thing of feeling like you handing over something or feeling like you are losing something by giving to somebody else. When you come in fullness with yourself, you only draw in certain things. So it only allows you to flow a certain way. Creative energy is not always about making things look pretty. Creative energy is what we're made of. The whole human race is a thought form by a God that believes without wavering and says, I am that I am. So why don't you? I talked about nostalgia a while ago and have been talking about it for a very, very long time actually now. And we went from peeking into a space to choose healing from your inner child to the whole world being thrusted and forced into doing so. Nostalgic energy is what allows you to feel. It insists feeling and just being right from where you are in that moment. And things come into form, or in other words, they manifest because the feelings were allowed to flow into balance and find a place to land. When you get into your childlike energy, you are closest to God. You are freer in thought, less confused, and scared of nothing. Creative, nostalgic energy is God energy. So when you visit maybe a childhood nostalgic energy or a feeling or a talent or a creative niche that you let go of because of them, because you know you can have them thoughts. You can have an idea about doing something, and the very thought of what somebody else might think would deter you from doing it. You might have all of the things that you need and have set a goal, and the minute you start telling somebody else about whatever it is that you want to do, it all starts to fall apart because you've given, which you were supposed to sit there and let that bubble up inside of your stomach and get excited about it for a little while longer before you start blurting it out to people that really just want you to stay at a place that's comfortable for them. You don't stay at a place that's comfortable for them. You do what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You let yourself get excited about it. You stay quiet about it because you need to believe it more. It needs to become more than just an idea. Even if, let's say, your them might have been your family, and they say stuff like, oh, you too old for that now. You don't know what pulling on that old form of you when you are at your purest creative space can do for your adulthood. Your childhood actually helps you come into form of whatever type of adult you end up being. Like, it helps that. It helps it. It's not anything that's like, when people tell you you too old for a certain thing, it puts like walls around you and restraints. You can't let people tell you stuff like that, because it's just going to keep you boxy and it's going to make you like them. And that's the problem now. A lot of people are competing. When you're in a God energy space, you don't need to compete. You don't need to compete. The only person you're competing with is you. The last version of yourself, or the last result that you pulled out. Well, how can you go higher than that? What can you do now? How can you improve what you improved the last time? Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible to do anything. So, let me see where I was at. Okay, so your creative niche that you let go of because of them, you have no idea what will flow through you if you were being in that creative space. And hold on. Okay, being in that creative space puts you at an elevated frequency. It's a grace to enter that space, to be present with your higher self, and to do what's needed for you to feel whole so you can move forward. If you keep trying to satisfy other people's agenda, that you will never experience fulfillment. You know, creating a list of accomplishments that don't come from your heart, but you only, hold on, I scribbled something out right here. Creating a list of accomplishments that don't come from your heart, but only how other people might approve you, is a slow walk off the plank. So in other words, if you are, and how many times have you heard this? Like, I'm not the only one saying this. It's just everywhere. This shit is just, it gets annoying, because that's why I be feeling like sometimes I don't even want to talk. I'm just going to be honest with you, because it's some people that come to me for advice from time to time, and they don't listen. And over the years, what that can do to somebody that really is insisting on helping people, like, it's in my nature to help people. It's in my nature to help people. So when you try to give people help and they don't listen, and you see them hurt themselves, it hurts the person that tried to help them. And they may not even calculate it that way. It's like having kids outside of having your own kids. And I'm not saying that from a sense of immaturity. I understand that sometimes people go back into things. I did that. They go back into things because they may or may not know how to devise certain things, even after getting advice. But it's a cycle that all of us at some point suffer from so bad that it just gets annoying to see. Certain things on repeat. If you keep trying to satisfy other people's agenda, then you will never experience fulfillment. You'll be creating a list of accomplishments from somebody else's expectations, not from your own heart space. So your family, oh, well, I think you should do this with your life. Oh, well, I think you should do this that way. Oh, well, Jennifer, I think you should do makeup that way. Oh, well, I think you should just do this. Oh, well, I think you should just do one thing. Oh, well, I think you should do, if you got 1 to 10 to 20 talents, I think you should find a way to make all of them things work. And I think that you need to find balance in it without looking for satisfaction from somebody else outside of you. Because that's the very thing that's going to cause a hiccup in your wave. You need to understand and establish whatever it is that your wave is before you can get out here and let other people tell you what that is, what that's supposed to be. Do not underestimate your talent. Like I said, it doesn't have to be glamorous. Thinking is a talent. Thinking is a form, listen to me. If you know that you've been at a really high, crazy stress level, thinking is a talent. To be able to think straight, that shit is golden. You just don't even know. To have somebody, one of my girlfriends used to always say to me, well, Jen, I don't have any type of displayable talent. She was the only person that could understand some of these twists and turns and things. And I would go maybe almost a year without speaking to her. And not because of anything negative, but just because life. But you got friends like that where you can just speak to them maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and it's like y'all never missed a beat. But then the ones you speak to every day or every other day, you confused as fuck about why are you you see what I'm saying? I'm just telling the truth. I don't, whatever. So I just told her, and when she said that, I had to run down this list of accomplishments that I've seen her, make, and remind her of how just her brain, not even talking about the other stuff, the other ways that she helped, but just her brain alone, how she helped me sort out my own thoughts. Because, sorting out your own thoughts can help you flow throughout your whatevers. Hold on. Let me see where I'm at. Because I said I wasn't going to get off this piece of paper, and I did it anyway. Do not underestimate your talent. Like I said, it doesn't have to be glamorous. Thinking is a talent. And for somebody to help you get through your thoughts when you're supposed to be, the strong person, helping everybody else, and then you turn around and somebody is there that can actually help you think. Because every therapist needs a therapist. I know the one day I asked this therapist a couple of years ago, I said, who's your therapist? And she just looked at me. Like, how are you supposed to know that? Well, if you're taking on all these people's thoughts and feelings all day, I would think that you have a cap. And you need to go talk to somebody else. Because it's a lot that you take on. That's just a lot. And sometimes people take away or don't even understand the value of having somebody that can help you think. That can help you get your thoughts aligned. It is like a massive thing to be able to think straight. And I like to compare it to going to the chiropractor, which really is the same thing. You go to the chiropractor is to get your back in alignment, is to get your, spiritually to get your chakras in alignment. But listen, that's what it's intended to do. I remember this. I went to a few chiropractors. The last one that I went to last year when I started going there, I went in there with a headache. I didn't know what the hell. I didn't know what was going on. When I got up off that table, that headache was gone. It was gone. And I had a whole new train of thoughts just rushing in. And I could tell that it was from that adjustment. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you get an adjustment one way and it has a domino effect on something else. And it opens up ways. It just opens you up. And it makes you available. It puts you somewhere else mentally, physically, emotionally. But the thing that I'm talking about, similar to the chiropractor, is being able to achieve that without having somebody else touch your back or convince you or all this other stuff that we depend on other people to do and be. And yeah, you need somebody to talk to. Yeah, you need somebody to maybe vent and help you sort out your thoughts, like I said. But at the end of the day, the decisions are left up to you. So you hold a responsibility for whatever your next move is. If you have a talent that can contribute to your life and the improvement. You sitting here in a quarantine. People sitting, I was talking to one of my other girlfriends earlier. People sitting in here telling myself, I wish outside opened up. Me too. But I feel like some people are not willing to sit down and investigate their insides. And they went outside to open up because that was their what word do I want to put there? I don't know. I ain't gonna curse. What word? I don't even know what word I want to put there. But it was, in other words, it was easier for them to be that than for them to be them. It was easier for them to be that outside than it was to sit inside and see who they really are, how they really function, what they really, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much unaddressed stuff. So you're going to go back outside with the same old shit that you was doing before and create the same old habits. No, 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 no. You don't need to extend that. You already did that. Why would you go back and do that again? No. Outside will open up eventually, and it's not going to be the same. I mean, it's going to feel different. It already felt different. It felt different the first week. You go outside, it was lightheaded because it's less pollution. That just lets you know how much your body is taking. I said I was going to stay on this paper and not. All right, anyway. Jesus Christ. All right. Where was I? Okay. Allowing that energy space to come in will help you privately. It's not anything that you need to do publicly. Though I'm on this platform and I'm telling you from a shared space or suggesting or advising, because I can't tell nobody make suggestions. I can't tell nobody what to do and expect them to actually do it unless they want to. But allowing yourself to be at a higher frequency helps you to expand your situation. It helps you look at your situations differently. It helps you look at your life differently. It helps you look at you differently. Creative energy brings abundance. Try not to get abundance confused with money, because money is just a form of abundance, because money is a thought form. Abundance comes in many different forms. So when you think of, say you set a goal for yourself, right? And say you're taking baby steps to achieve this goal, and you may not have all of the resources, but you see the goal and you know it's achievable. A lot of times we want overnight success because, we go through these microwave stages and, just put it in real quick, get a quick result. It's finished, it's done. But some things take longer. And what can happen is, if you allow yourself to get inside of this creative energy field, what can happen is you may not have the result, but because you open yourself up to the possibility, your energy will draw in the resources and the things that you need. It's almost like when I heard Kirk Franklin make this reference to all of the ingredients to make the cake. You're thinking about the cake so much that you're not really thinking about, do you have the right ingredients, the right measurements, the right this, the right that. So just to keep it in that context, it's basically the same thing. You put all of these things together, you get your end result. But with every baby step, it required something from you to get the next thing that you need, so you can do the next thing, and then do the next thing, and then do the next thing, and so you can do everything. Or whatever. So, try not to get abundance confused with money. Money is a thought form. Money is a form of abundance, just a form. But abundant energy is God energy, because God energy is not lack energy. So that's really all it is in a nutshell. This is me telling you what to do. So you can put away your ideas that are drawn up by other people and follow your own heart. It's people that have a schedule that they're putting together, that they put you in it. Oh, I think they'll be good for that. And then they're calling on you, not really knowing that you may be going through your own thing. And take that time and space to go through your own thing, because they're wanting you to perform based on how they see you exist already, not really knowing about the things that you might be experiencing behind a closed door. And that's fine. But even in that, you still owe it to yourself to sit there for a minute. You owe it to yourself to figure it out. That's it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Get inside your childlike energy, your God energy, your creative space. You're going to need it. Because listen, just like we didn't see this coming, not even trying to be negative, but this is just a reality check of you never know what can come. And so the fact that we have a whole bunch of different resources that support our day-to-day, how we live, right? We don't have to burn sticks to make food. We're not outside trying to find pieces of metal to create pots with. We got all that in the house. But if it came down to it and you was stuck with a person that could not do any of those things, how you going to survive? Digging into who you are and getting into your creative space will open other doors inside of you to let you know just how creative you are and how much of a survival spirit you have. All of it is connected. Everything is connected. I'm telling you. This, if nothing else, because like I said in another video, I know people are probably irritated half to death with some of the folks that they live with. And some people are not. Some people are fine. Some people are thriving. But for those that are not, and for those that are focusing on the problem, that's the problem. The problem is that you're focusing on the problem, not the root of how the problem got to where it is, but just the fact that there is one. And usually if nobody's coming to resolve, then one or both people are just trying to be right. And you'll never resolve anything if both people are trying to be right. You might want the right result, but if both of you are stubbornly standing on your point and saying, well, I'm right, they wrong, you all gonna sit there and stay like that. Because what are either one of y'all doing? Or trying to say, well, maybe we should work it out this way. I'm not saying you got to go back to before. It's just like a breakup. People be thinking that, you know how I go, well, if you forgave me, then that means we can get back together. No, it don't. Cut that out. It don't mean that. It just means that you came to this space where you could forgive yourself and forgive them. For whatever reason. One reason to 10,000 reasons. It doesn't even matter. But that's it. I don't feel like talking no more. Okay. What time is it now? Lord, it was after 1:30. 1:55. Get into your creative space. It's going to open up some doors for you. It is. I don't care if you made the toothpick house at school. I don't care what you did. I don't care if you made the card house, if you was the best chess player. We playing chess right now. Right now the world is playing chess, Monopoly, and a game of life all at the same time. And sorry. All at the same time. Shit's crazy. Anyway, all right. I'll see y'all. I'll be trying not to look at the messages come through because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Good night, folks.